I'm just going to ask you guys to be patient because you see the topic of slope. What does that have to do with parallel lines? It'll come at the end, so just be patient. But I do need to review a ton of stuff because I don't know what we remember or even taught last year. Slope. Anybody remember the formula for slope? A slope formula, Cal?
Y equals mx plus b.
That's what I get every year. Every year somebody breaks that out. That's the equation of a line. Okay? Slope is part of it. Say what you said again. Y equals.
Mx.
Stop. M is the slope part of that formula. M. All right, for slope. Anybody remember how to find it? There's a little formula with Y's and X's going. Romeo?
X2 minus X1.
That's on the bottom. On top is your Y's. Yes, change in Y. So Y2, your Y coordinate subtracted over your X coordinate subtracted. That's your slope formula. That's how to find slope. So take two Y coordinates, subtract them, take their X coordinates and subtract them. I'm also going to use another one in class, especially when we graph a line, rise over run. Some of you may be more familiar with that one. Okay. And then I have 4 different versions of slope. I really want to focus on the last 2. What type of line is this? Don't tell me straight because they're all straight. This is a what type of line here? Horizontal. Thank you. Horizontal line. Yes, horizontal going left and right. That has a slope of 0. 0. That does not mean it has no slope. It does have a slope. What is it? 0. It's got a number. 0. Versus what type of line do I have here at the end? Vertical line. That has no slope. It doesn't exist. Any vertical line does not have a slope. Okay. Versus horizontal, it actually is the number 0. Okay. Undefined, no slope, vertical line. All right, let's get into it. Now, here you go, Callum. Here's your Y equals mx plus b. There's 2 parts you need. 2 parts you need. You need the m value, which we just talked about as slope. We gave you a formula on how to find it. You also need this little piece right here, which is your Y-intercept. That's where the graph does what? The Y-intercept. Y-intercept.
Select the starting point unless starts.
Where is it? Y-axis. That's where your line's going to go through the Y-axis, is whatever that number is. So let's get some graphing in right now. I got Y equals 4x plus 2. First thing I'm going to ask somebody, what's the slope and what's the Y-intercept for that? Slope and Y-intercept off that line. So your M value and your B value. All right, let's do this. 10. Josh, what's my slope? 4. Good job. And how about the Y-intercept too, Josh? 2. Everyone all right picking that off? No issues. All right, how do I graph this line now? No graphing calculator. It takes too long. If you guys remember, the first point you graph is the Y-intercept on the Y-axis. That's why it's called Y-intercept. So everyone go to 2 on the Y-axis and put your first point. There's 1 point on the line. I'll let you guys take over if you want. How can I find more points using the slope of 4? Anybody remember how to find more points using 4 as their slope? Scott, go.
So you move up 4 and then over 1.
Correct. Everyone start from 2, their Y-intercept, and now I go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, Scott, you said over. I can go 2 different ways, left and right. Right 1. Good. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. Kind of sound familiar? And then if you want another point, you don't have to, but go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1 again. And then you can line your straight edge up and have a line. Put some arrows on that bad boy. Okay, good work. Everyone's good. Lines look good. All right, now that's basic. We're not a basic class in here. All right, we're an above average class, not a basic class. What's the problem with number 2?
You have the x and y at the same time.
Yeah, that's a problem, right? Nobody in here can tell me the slope and the y-intercept just the way that's written. It's not -6 for the slope. It's not 12 for the y-intercept. Before you tell me what the y and the slope are, you need to get it into y equals form for me. So that's what I'm going to need your help with right now. You cannot tell me the slope and y-intercept unless it's in y equals mx plus b form. All right, so how do I get it into that form? First suggestion, George?
You have to add 6x.
Darn right. So let me just blow it up here for you guys. Yep, I'm going to add 6x, move the x over. Good work. And as silly as this sounds, I want to know what's left over now. What should I write next? Because I'm wondering if anybody's going to try to combine stuff. You shouldn't. Here we go. Carter, what's left here? What's left on the left side?
3y.
Equals, what do you got over here?
12 plus 6x.
Okay, I'm going to flip it. That's fine. I don't mind writing 12 plus 6x. I always like the x to come first because it's y equals mx plus b, so 6x plus 12. You're not done yet. You still cannot tell me the slope and the y-intercept. Last thing you got to do to get it into y equals form. 6, Stella?
Yep, don't you have to divide by 3?
Correct. Yep, not subtract, not add. It's being multiplied, so divide by 3. Good work. All right, keep asking questions. What's left when I divide by 3? Here we go, Molly. Y equals, right? 2x. Good. Everything gets divided by 3. Both sides there. Good work. All right, so now I have it in the slope-intercept form. Now give me the slope and the y-intercept. 3. Jackson, you're up. How about the slope? 2 and the y-intercept?
4.
Good job. All right, we just talked how to graph it on the previous one, so now I go to 4 on the y-axis. So everyone graph 4 on the y. And then how can I find a couple more points? What do I do from 4? Is that?
You go up 2 and 1.
Up 2, right 1. Yep. Up 2, right 1. If you want to do it again, up 2, right 1. Good work, everybody. All right, any problems? All right, now I want you to write the equation for me. You give me this now. Okay, I'll give you some facts. You give me the equation now. Okay, make sure every equation, directions say slope-intercept form. So that's my y equals mx plus b. So before we start, every problem we do now, these next 3 problems, you're going to have to figure out what the slope is if it's not given, and figure out what the y-intercept is. I need those 2 values before I write the equation. Oh, you're welcome in number 3. What did I give you? Both. You're welcome. Nice and easy on that one. So what's the equation for number 3 then? I gave you everything.
Y equals 3x.
Relax. Adrian.
Y equals 3x plus 4.
Whew, that was a tough one. I gave you everything you needed. Sorry, that's not the case now. Number 4, what do I know, at least? Out of the 2 values I need, what did I give you? 17. Emma, what did I give you in number 4? What's M stand for? Slope. I have the slope. What don't I have?
You don't have the y.
Okay, so we need to work on that. I have the slope. I'm half and half right now. I got the slope, but somehow I need the y-intercept. Ready? First of all, I'll let anybody chime in how we're going to find it from last year, maybe. Anybody remember? I'll let you take the glory. No? That's fine. No big deal. Here's how we're going to find the y-intercept. We're going to use y equals mx plus b. What is the y-intercept in y equals mx plus b? No. What letter represents, what variable represents the y-intercept? B. So that's what you're going to solve for right now. So I'm going to take y equals mx plus b, and I'm going to try with you guys to plug in for everything but b. Do you guys know a y coordinate that this line goes through? Do we know a y coordinate this line goes through? 18. Adrian, back to you. You know a y coordinate? What about point P? Don't have an x and a y coordinate right here? -4. So everyone take a look. -4 is the y. What's the slope? 3. Jackson, what's the slope? So, and for m, I got -1. What's the x coordinate? I know. 14. I'll take that one. 2. And what am I solving for? B. So I'm going to use the equation to solve for the y-intercept. Plug all your values into y equals mx plus b. Keep going. -4 equals -2 plus b. And I'll ask somebody when you're ready what the b value is. 2, 1. Scott, what's your b value when you're ready? There you go. There's the b. There's the y-intercept, -2. Okay, next person, put it all together. What's the equation of the line? You knew the slope already, and we just found the y-intercept. Let's put it together. What's the equation of this line? 12. Luke?
It'd be y equals -1 x plus -2 or -2.
Yep, there you go. Use the formula, use the equation y equals mx plus b to find b. All right? Every time. Any questions, comments, maybe some concerns, anything? Ooh, number 5, even worse. Did I give you the slope?
No.
Darn it. Did I give you the y-intercept?
Yeah.
I did?
No, you didn't.
No. I don't have anything, do I?
No.
All right. All right, sorry. We're going to have to work then. We're going to have to work our tails off here. All right, let's talk slope first. Got to find slope. That's one of the two I got to find. How in the world am I going to do that just given these 2 points? Emma, how? Hey, what did we give you guys right at the beginning of class today? M equals y2 minus y1 over. That's how we're going to have to find it here. Yep. Sorry, I didn't give it to you. I'm actually not sorry. I'm lying. All right, little help from you guys now. Oh, Adrian on fire today. How about your y values? What should I put on top? Good. Now let me stop right there. You see how Adrian gave me -3 as his first y value? That means on the bottom, you got to give me its x value first too. You can't flip-flop. Okay? So if he gave me -3 first, what x value do I need to start with on the bottom? Oh, yeah, go ahead, stud.
7.
Yep, minus. There you go. Everyone see what I'm talking about? Whatever x you pick, you got to pick whatever y you pick, you got to pick its x first. -3 over 2. So there's your slope. Leave it in fraction form, please. I would appreciate it. Leave it in fraction form. What's the other value I need to find still? I got slope. Check. Got it. What other value? 10. Josh, what do I still have to find? I got the slope. What else do I need to do in the equation? All right, let's talk, everyone. How do I find that y-intercept? How do we find it in the previous problem? You use y equals mx. We're not changing it. I'm not changing anything here. We're still going to use y equals mx plus b. The only thing is you need to do what before you plug in? Because in number 2, this was the only point I gave you. Now you got 2 points. So you got to pick a point right now. So class, what do we? I'm assuming I know what we want, but 5, 0. That's what I figured. God forbid we do negative numbers, and then upper level class. All right. So you guys want to pick 5, 0. Got it. Oh, here we go. Not here today. So we'll go to the other person who's not here today. Good. 4. Here we go now. Via, if we're going to pick 5, 0, what are you plugging in for the y coordinate?
For the y coordinate, you're plugging in 0.
0. We just did all that hard work. What was the slope?
-3 halves.
What's the x coordinate?
The x 5.
Yep. And we're solving for the y-intercept b. Yep, that's why I said if you wanted to get your calculators, you might need it for this problem. -3 halves times 5. -15 halves. How are we moving that over? We'll solve for v. At least multiply.
I mean, you add.
What? Yep, because it's negative, so I want to move it over. Yep, add it over. Add 15 halves. So my y-intercept, 15 halves. Good work, everyone. Good work to everyone who contributed there. Now I need one last person to put it all together. We found the y-intercept. We found the darn slope. What is the equation of my line now? All together here. All together. 2's, Aiden.
Y equals -3 over 2x plus 15 halves.
There you go. Not fancy with all the fractions, but it works. All right. So again, you need the slope, and you always have the formula if you need it, and you need the y-intercept, which you can use y equals mx plus b for. Any issues from you guys? Okay, I wanted to just stop real quick and talk about horizontal and vertical lines next, because those are a little bit different as far as their equations go. All right, I'm not going to do the same thing I've been doing for a horizontal and a vertical line. All right, so what I need you guys to do on the graph I provided down below, go ahead, graph 5, -1 for me. Graph 5, -1, and draw yourself a horizontal line going left to right through it. 5, -1, draw a horizontal line through it. And we got to start talking about what's the equation of that line now, that vertical line, that horizontal line you just drew in. If you go back to the notes, what did we say about a horizontal line? The slope is always what for any horizontal line? Always equal to 0, right? So I guess it could be 0x plus something, right? Okay. Y-intercept. You guys told me, a lot of people told me at the beginning of class, the y-intercept is where it goes through the y-axis, right? Where does this line go through the y-axis? -1? Okay, let me write this down, and I want to make it a little simpler. So here's what you guys told me. Y equals, what's the slope of any horizontal line? 0, right? 0. So 0x, and then what was the y-intercept? I don't like the way that looks. That looks cruddy. I want to simplify it a little more. 0 times x, or 0 times anything? Okay, so I could just write this as y equals, there you go, y equals -1. And that's going to be for any horizontal line. Oh, I wrote it in the wrong one, didn't I? Sorry. There you go. Okay. Any horizontal line will just be y equals the number. So let's write that down for one of our rules right now that we just learned that one. Horizontal. Any horizontal line, always y equals a number. And that number is where it goes through the axis. any horizontal line, y equals. All right, what about a vert? Via, go ahead. Question?
Yeah, can't you just say y equals b instead?
B?
Yeah, b, since like y equals mx plus b, so like the y-intercept is.
But it depends on the line, though. The line's going to be going through different spots on the y-axis. So B is constantly changing.
Oh.
Watch, ready? I do this right here. That's y equals 5 now. All right, I just can't write y. Oh, you want me to do here?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you meant like the actual answer. I can always write y equals b. No, yeah, you can if you want. Yeah, I like that a lot. You can write it y equals the y-intercept. That's fine. Is that what you meant, right?
Yep. That's
Okay.
what I meant.
Thank you. Good job. All right, what about a vertical line? So everyone graph 4, 3 now. 4, 3. And draw yourself a vertical line through it. Ooh, we got a problem here, don't we?
Yeah.
There is no y-intercept. And what did we say the slope of any vertical line is? If you go back, slope of a vertical line?
Undefined.
No slope, right? Undefined. It doesn't exist. What the heck do we write here?
Undefined.
No, we need an equation for it, though. So here's what I want you to do right now. So right now, pick a point on your vertical line for me. In your mind, don't yell it out, please. Do not yell it out. In your mind, what is the x coordinate of that point? Got an answer? Go to another point on the line. Ask yourself the same question. What's the x coordinate? Did you get the same answer as before? Yeah, you did. Go to any point. What are all the x coordinates going to be here? 4. And there's your equation. X, every x equals 4. Okay. So horizontal is y equals a number. Vertical is not y, but x equals a number. Okay, and that's wherever it crosses the x-axis. So that's the only thing you got to get straight. Horizontal is y, vertical is x. Questions? We haven't spoken anything about parallel lines yet, have we? Until we end class right now. This is the big buildup, why I needed all that background to go here now. And mine's a little bit different than yours, but we have the same, same thing, just a little bit more. All right, write an equation in slope-intercept form for this. Before I start, what 2 things do I need to write an equation? What have we been asking you about all day today? What 2 things do I need to write this equation? I'm going to actually ask somebody. Jackson, back to you. What are the 2 things, boss, I need to write an equation? I need the what first? Slope, good work. And I need the, okay, let's talk here, guys. How am I going to get both here? Let me talk slope first because there's no points to plug in, right? I only have 1 point up there, so I can't use the slope formula, right? That's not going to work. Here's where the parallel lines comes in, and maybe it's somebody remembers from last year. If 2 lines are parallel, like I have in this example, anybody remember anything about their slopes? 2 lines are parallel, slopes. What's up, Romeo?
They have the same slope.
Same slope. Okay, if you know 2 lines are parallel, they have the same slope. Ooh, can you guys help me find the slope of the line I gave you here? Because I can't yet. Why not? Actually, don't answer that. I'm going to ask somebody. Why can I not find the slope of this line just yet? Just yet. 7. Ellie, why can't I find the slope? What's wrong with that equation where it won't allow me to find the slope yet? Because it's not -1.
Because there's 2y.
Correct. It's got to be y equals, right? Can you help me real quick? How do I get the 2 out of there?
Divide.
Divide both sides by 2 first. Yep. So this is going to be y equals negative 1/2 x plus,
Oh, 6.
oh, you're, where'd you get 6 from?
Oh, I was just adding this other 2.
2. One job, Ellie. You're better than that. Okay, now tell me the slope of this line. What's the slope of this line? Josh, back to you.
Negative 1/2.
Negative 1/2. Everyone agrees m is negative 1/2. Romeo, back to you. If these two lines are parallel, what do I know about their slopes? So if this slope is negative 1/2, the answer to the line I'm looking for is also negative 1/2. Everybody good? Okay, so I got the slope. It's negative 1/2. They're always the same. Y-intercept. Let's go. We've done this a ton already. Explain to me how you want to find the y-intercept. How we've been doing it today. Callum, you're up, boss. How we've been finding the y-intercept all today.
With the coordinates,
Okay, plugging them into what?
the slope,
Which is what? This is where you started the day off.
yeah, wait, y equals mx.
There you go. You got it. Yep. Y equals mx plus b. Plug everything in to solve for b. You got it. All right. Back to you guys. 20. Addie, what am I going to plug in for y in this case? Because I'm going to solve. I'm going to let b by itself. What am I going to plug in for y? Look at all the info I gave you. 5. That's the y coordinate. Good. What we just did all this work, Addie. What am I going to plug in for m? Negative 1/2. How about my x coordinate? What is it? Negative 2. And we're solving for b, everyone. Go ahead. That's how I got to find the y-intercept every time, if it's not given to me. When you're ready, give me the slope you found. 1/4. God. B here. Aiden, when you're ready, what's the slope of this? When you're ready.
Four.
Yeah, you did. Yep. 4. Now give me the equation. After you have the 2 you need, give me the equation. Ooh. Adrian, back to you today.
Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4.
Yep. Good work. And there is a box there for a reason. Two parallel lines have, Romeo, one last time, what type of slopes? Equal slopes. Yep. So if you guys are missing the slope, but you know they're parallel, find the slope of one and it's the same for the other. Questions from you guys? Last thing, what if they're perpendicular? Parallel lines have the same slope, perpendicular do not. But they do have a relationship. So I got a line perpendicular. So again, we're going to need a slope if we're going to write the equation. And I'm going to need the y-intercept. Remember, have those two things ready before you write an equation. All right, can we just do y-intercept real quick? Do I need y equals mx plus b in this problem? I hope not. Why? Y-intercept for this? Oh, there he is, big boss. Adrian, go ahead. Yeah, what is it?
4. Wait.
What's the y-intercept?
Oh, -3. 8.
Okay, you just chose everything, so he is gonna be right.
8.
8. Thank you. So the y-intercept is already 8. I don't need, everyone okay? I don't need to do any y equals mx plus b. I just, hey, here's the y-intercept. So what about slope now? Before I get into it, anybody remember the relationship between the slopes of two perpendicular lines? They're not equal. That's for parallel. You think you got this there, stud?
Isn't it opposite?
What do you mean? Tell me what you mean by opposite first before I say yes or no.
Like it's negative?
So you just change the sign? Is that what you're saying? That's half right. Half right. You do change the sign. You make positive to negative or negative to positive, but I also have to do something else. Anybody remember? It's okay. That's fine. It's fine. Let's write the rule down then before we move on. Two perpendicular lines have, here you go, negative, I'm going to use a big girl word here, reciprocals for slopes. So let's talk about what that means right now. What's the slope of my line right now that they gave me? 4x minus 3. What's the slope of that line? 15. Molly, what's the slope of that line? 4. Good. Slope of that line is 4. That does not mean the slope of my line I'm creating is 4. That's parallel. I'm going to find the negative reciprocal of 4. So ready? Change the sign. And anybody remember what reciprocal meant? Flip it. Change the sign on 4 and flip it. What is the new number, fraction I get out? So if the slope is 4, I take its negative reciprocal, Aiden?
Negative 1/4.
Negative, because I changed the sign. Flip it, I get 1/4, yes. And I'm just going to put, watch what I do here. I'm just going to put a little perpendicular sign down below the M. So that tells me the slope of the perpendicular line. So we all good? Parallel, I would keep it the exact same. Perpendicular, I flip it and change the sign. All right, finish it up for me. Put both of these together. What's the equation of this new line? No better. 2, 3? Nope, not here today. 16. 16. Carter?
Y equals 1/4 minus 8. Or plus 8.
Y equals, what'd you say at the beginning?
1/4. Or 1/4. Negative 1/4.
Thank you. Negative. Keep going.
X plus H.
There you go. Okay. You need to flip and change the sign when it's perpendicular. All right. All right, you guys got plenty of time here. You can grab a book, grab your Chromebook. Everything's out of the book tonight. Go ahead, let's get rolling. Good session today. Compass tomorrow, please. Compass tomorrow, straight edge. Solid session.